This video is going to be about basing, doing bases for your models and stuff. This one is for Games Workshop land speeder that I'm putting in the fair this year. You need a base, something like this, some rubble, which is just sprue that I've cut up into small pieces, some ballast, what's called ballast. It's what you use in a train diorama for the ballast on the railroad tracks or whatever, dirt, that kind of thing. I've got some very fine Woodland Scenics turf that I use. I've got some sand. It's a decorative sand that it's a little coarser than the ballast, and then ordinary white glue. I start off by primering the base. You don't have to, but if you don't, the glue doesn't stick real well. So I always primer it and then move on from there. So a little white glue. What I'm going to do is put the ballast on, or not the ballast, excuse me. I'm going to put the rubble, the plastic sprue. I'm going to put that on first, and then once that's dry, then I made a combination. I've got a small jar of the other three components, the sand, the ballast, and the turf that I've mixed up. It's about a 50-50, well, 30-30-30 mix of the three. There's a little bit less turf and a little more dirt than the others, but I tried to get it about even. Mix it up really good so that it's random, so you're not getting clumps of sand, clumps of dirt, clumps of whatever. And then once everything's dry, once the rubble is dry, then go back and reapply the glue and put the mix on. And then what I do once that's dry, then I go back and fill in spots so that it blends, the dirt mixture blends into the rubble. So anyways, I've got my glue on, so I will put some rubble on it and some other plastic rubble. That's what you end up with. And I can go back once it's dry. I can go back and add if I want to raise it up more so that it's deeper. Stuff that I've done in the past is take stir sticks or other stuff and stick it into the rubble so it looks like it's poking up out of it. You can do metal like paper clips or something, straighten them out and put them in at an angle so they look like it's rebar or something like that. You can take thread and lay it out so it's like a cable, power cable or whatever. You can put your barbed wire over it, whatever. It's all whatever, however you want to do it. So, and I've done a lot of those different things in the past on some of my other bases. And the smaller bases, you can do the same thing. It's a little harder to work with because it's a smaller area, but it's the same basic idea. So I will come back when this is dry and I'm ready for the next step. Okay, on to the next step. I got the basing material put on. I added some extra on top of the rubble up in here and over in here to fill it in, so I don't have gaps between the rubble pieces. And then I took watered down glue, standard white glue, mixed it about half and half, water to glue, put a little rubbing alcohol on it, and spread it over the whole thing to let it dry. So next step is primer and paint. I'll detail the paint colors when I get to that point. I need to mention that the mix of materials that I use for the base is not mine. I found it on another website. I do not remember the name of the other website. I need to start taking notes on that kind of stuff. But it is not my idea, but it seems to be a good idea. So credit to whoever it belongs to. Okay, I got it primered black. I left the paper on the stand, so that when I paint it, I don't end up painting the stand. So on to paint. Okay, there it is. Paint details are, this color scheme is called Rich Earth. It's one that was in one of the White Dwarfs, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I guess. Base coat, or base color, it is, I need my computer to work, Rhinox hide, and that's the base color over black primer. And then Tonalite Ochre is dry brushed over that. Bouchard du Bone is dry brushed over that. And then you take the Rhinox hide and thin it down to about a wash consistency. Put that over the whole thing, let it dry, and that part of it's done. The stone part is, or the rubble, excuse me, is Shadow Gray is the base color. Fortress Gray is dry brushed over that, and then really light Skull White over the top of that. These are all Games Workshop colors. Some of the color names have changed over the years, and I don't have access right now to the new names. So, but you could use pretty much anything. It's kind of tedious to do the boulders with the sand to get them that it turns out really nice. So, and then from there, I'll put some weeds, some other doodads, bits, whatever on the base to personalize it. I try to do the same type of color scheme, same basic materials on all my army bases so that they all match. They're all uniform. There we go. So there you go.